Hey guys, welcome back to Revolution XRC and welcome to the next part of this Boom Racing BRX02 Land Rover Series 288 kit build series. Today we're going to be adding some few option parts to the kit. First we have here the Boom Racing Kudu rock sliders. This is to protect the side of the body. We've got the slider skid plates, and we've got the front and rear inner fenders. I will put a link to all of these parts in the description of the video below. Alright, let's start with the rock sliders since that's the easiest one to deal with. For the rock sliders, they will be attached to the body and not the chassis. And here is the part number for the rock sliders. Once again, I'll put a link to this in the description below. Alright, here are the two slider pieces. Now these are really easy to install. Let me put a towel here to kind of protect my body. Alright. These install from the bottom, and you just gotta make sure you have the right edge. So see the hole here? So the hole with the longer edge is facing the front, the hole with the shorter edge is facing the rear. You'll want to use some thread lock. And just like that, we have the rock sliders installed. Let me give you a look at that and how that looks right there. And let's go ahead and move on to the fenders. Let's start off first with the side skid plates. Here is the part number for that, and I'll put a link to this in the description below. You have the parts from the side skid. Go ahead and get started. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. I think it was like this, yep. So pay attention to the orientation. You see how there's an indentation right here on this side? That is to clear that leaf spring mount right there. So make sure you have the correct orientation. But before I do that, let me go ahead and put the covers on for the rock lights. I don't have rock lights right now, so let's go ahead and put the lid on that. The pieces also tell you which side they belong on. You can see here that's L, so that should be the left side. I'm using this screwdriver that was provided with the body. Alright, that rock light cover is in place. Now I can attach this to the chassis. And since you'll be screwing into metal, you'll probably want to use thread lock. Normally this wouldn't be so hard to do, but when you gotta make sure that the camera has focus on what you're doing, it makes it a lot more difficult. It's just like filming when you're driving. It makes driving lines a lot more difficult when the camera's on. Alright, you can see here, one of the fenders is on. Looks good. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Or not fender, sorry, side skid. Once again, we're going to put the rock light cover on first, since I do not have rock lights on right now. Alright, the side skid are mounted and complete. Let's go ahead and move on to the fenders. We'll start out with the front fenders, or front inner fenders. Here is the part number for the front inner fender. Once again, they have labeling on the fenders to tell you which side to put each piece. Front right, front left. And there's accommodations for rock lights. I don't have some right now, so I am going to put the covers on. To put the fender on, you're going to have to first remove the... Alright, ran out of batteries, but once again, first we'll need this M3x6. Here, you can start by bolting up the fender at the front here. Next, you'll want this countersunk screw. Looks like a M3x6 as well, but countersunk. You also want to use thread lock because this will go into the shock tower. When that's in, you can put the shock back on. Now you want to take this, let me see, looks to be a M3 by 12 screw right here, and you want to put it through that remaining hole right here and secure it with a lock nut on this side. So there's going to be a lock nut. Let me turn this upside down, maybe you can get a better view. Maybe? Where did it go? This side fell out. Let's see if I could get this threaded first. And then you want to make sure that these two are clipped on right here. The side skid and the inner fender should be clipped on right there. Yeah, there's like a little clip there. Maybe you can see it better that way. Basically, here's the screw with the lock nut right there and there. So let's go ahead and move on to the other side. Alright, once again, we're going to start with that screw near the front bumper. Next, you'll want that countersunk screw. Just build a little thread lock there, so. Now we can put the shock back on. Just wanted to make sure I didn't over tighten it. Alright, last but not least, the screw that uses the lock nut. And that's it for the front fenders. Once again, make sure that front fender is locked together with the side skid right there. And we can continue on to the rear inner fenders. Alright, here are the rear inner fenders. This is the part number. Now I'll put a link to this in the description below. Once again, we'll start by putting on the rock light covers on, since I don't have the rock lights yet. Once again, you can tell which side is which because they do label it. Rear right, rear left. And once again, we'll have to remove the top of the shock first. Alright, so for the rear fender, before you can continue on, you'll need to remove 3 existing screws. This one right here, and these 2 right here. For each side, you'll need 2 M3x15s, 1 M3x10, and 1 M3x6 countersunk screw. We'll start off with the M3x10 button head screw first. This is the one that goes towards the rear. The 2 M3x15s go on this cross member right here, and the countersunk goes in the shock tower. Alright, it's a little hard to get this lined up on camera. I'm going to get this lined up and get this screw started, and we'll be right back. Alright, one side done, and we're off to the other side. So again, we'll start with the M3x10 first. And that is it. That is the complete installation of the front and rear inner fenders, as well as the side skids. You can see how it looks, also from underneath. And in this part of the series, we also installed the rock sliders for the body. So I'll put this on and we'll take a look. A little tighter fit now with the fenders, so it's a little bit harder to kind of get it mounted, but you can still do it. Just gotta get it lined up. There we go. Let's take a look at the fender wells to see how everything is nice and closed off now. I don't know if you can see in there. Here's the underneath. And see how you can still get access to the clipless body system with this little hole right there. So great way to finish off your build with the inner fenders and the side skids, as well as the rock sliders to protect the bottom edge of this body right here. And that about does it for this part of the series. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future updates on the Boom Racing BRX02 Rover Series 288 kit build. Thanks for watching.